Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Hoop Rat bringing you another video today about the Seattle Supersonics and why they moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder. Thank you so much for the support you're giving on the channel. I really have been seeing my channel grow a lot lately. We're currently at about 413 subscribers. So if you like content like this, drop a like on the video so more people can view videos like this. And if you want to see the Seattle Supersonics back in Seattle, I think there's so many great sports teams in Seattle right now, and there's so many different teams with the Seahawks and the Mariners, and they have a WNBA team up there as well. I think the NBA fans in Seattle have been really wanting to see a comeback of a team. So drop a like in the video if you want to see another team go back to Seattle. And with that all being said, let's get into the video. So now that we got the intro out of the way, I want to talk about the Supersonics. I mean, the Supersonics were actually a really good team for a lot of years in Seattle, and in 1979 they're actually able to win the championship, as you see on the screen here. It was the only championship that the Sonics have ever won, but they were also able to go to the finals a few other years, including 1978 and 1996 when they played the Bulls and eventually lost. But just to be able to win one championship is still a great feat of its own. As you can see, there are 12 teams that have been in the NBA that have never even won an NBA championship. Yes, many of these teams have been to the finals, but never won the championship. Pause the video if you want to see all the teams on the list real quick. But just being said, the Sonics have had a lot of success in their franchise, and it means that Seattle really did deserve a team to be in their city. So if Seattle won them a championship and went to the finals 2 other years within a 20-year span of each other, why did they leave to go to Oklahoma City? The Seattle Supersonics ended up leaving Seattle over an issue with money. In 2001, the owner of the Seattle Supersonics was former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz and the staff that was working for the Supersonics needed to do a revamp of the arena, and they were seeking $220 million from the Washington state officials to do this revamp of Key Arena. It was, at the time, it was one of the NBA's smallest venue with seating capacity of 17,072 people, and the last time it had to be remodeled was 1995. Unfortunately, the Supersonics were not able to get this funding to revamp the arena and were experiencing losses because they couldn't add some more seats and get more people into the arena. This is when Howard looked to sell the team and look for other people to take over with the running of the team. He looked in places like Kansas City, St. Louis, Las Vegas, San Jose, and even Anaheim. But Howard was finding it hard to find someone to buy the team from him. That is when a professional basketball club from Oklahoma City decided to come in and buy the team. They're an investment group that is out of Oklahoma City, which is headed by a businessman named Clay Bennett. This investment group ended up buying the team for $350 million, which turned out to be a great investment, considering that the team is now worth an estimated $1.575 billion. So even though the investment group was from Oklahoma City, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that the Supersonics would be in Oklahoma City one day. It turns out that part of the contract was that the ownership had to use good efforts for terms of 12 months to try and secure a new arena in the Seattle area. A few things that happened during the time when they were trying to find a city was voters of Seattle passed a measure that virtually prohibited the use of public money on sporting arenas, and that pretty much doomed the team from being able to get enough money to get an arena secured. Bennett, the owner of the group that invested into the Seattle Supersonics, also proposed using tax money to pay for a $500 million arena in Renton, Washington, a little suburb of Seattle, and that didn't pass through. So after trying a number of different things, it turns out that it just wasn't in the cards for Seattle to have a team at that time. it just didn't really work out. On November 2nd, 2007, the team announced it would move to Oklahoma City as soon as it could get out of its lease with Key Arena. And as we know, they were able to secure a spot in Oklahoma City for the next season. Their first game was October 8th, 2008. This didn't come without a cost, because the Sonics would end up being sued by the city of Seattle because they broke their lease. They would have to pay amounts of $45 million for breaking the lease, and then $30 million if Seattle was not given a replacement team within 5 years. And as we know, they weren't given a replacement team, Seattle wasn't, so they had to pay $45 million and the $30 million. Another part of the stipulations with the lawsuit was that if the team was able to move the team, they weren't able to use the team's colors or the team name. So that is why the Thunder are called the Thunder and not called the Sonics. So basically, because Howard Schultz was not willing to take a loss and the city of Seattle wasn't able to help the Sonics stay in Seattle, they moved to Oklahoma City Thunder, a place where they thought that they can make a profit. Howard Schultz says to this day that he regrets selling the team and he wishes he would have kept the team in Seattle, but they moved to Oklahoma City and they've actually thrived and been able to make one finals appearance against the Heat. So let me know what you guys think of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to do a video like this on any other team in the NBA. Until the next upload, I'm Hoop Rat.